All right, let's start in child's pose. You can have your knees together apart. Walk your hands forward, forehead to the floor. Bring your awareness to your breath. As you exhale, feel your weight settling onto your mat. And now come up onto all fours. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders, and walk your hands forward, coming into melting heart. Hips stay over your knees, melt between your shoulder blades. Bring your chin or your forehead to the floor. And now walk your hands back to all fours, and as a counter movement, we'll do cat. So round your back to the ceiling. Pull your abdomen in towards your spine. And then coming back to a neutral spine, let's go side to side, getting that lateral motion in your vertebrae. And then we're going to go all around. So let's start by dropping your abdomen, look up, and then go to the right, and then round your back and go to the left, and continue in this circle. Trying to inhale as you drop your belly and exhale as you round your back. And let's switch directions. And then coming back to neutral spine, let's extend your right leg behind you, reach back through the toes, and then extend your left arm in front. And remember to push into the fingers and knuckles of your right hand so you're not just all coming onto the wrist. Pull your abdomen in, reach and stretch in opposite directions. And then let's lift the arm and leg a little bit, coming into a little back bend here, activating the back line of your body. And then reach back. You can grab the big toe side of your foot. Drop your belly, look up, lift your foot in the air. And release back to all fours. And let's extend the left leg out behind you, right arm forward. Again, pressing into your fingers and knuckles. Pull the abdomen in as you stretch. Now let's lift the arm and leg, coming into a little back bend here. And then reach back, grab the big toe side of your foot, and let's lift your arm and foot in the air as you drop your belly, coming into a back bend, gazing towards the ceiling. And release back to all fours. All right, let's do our supported side plank. Turn your right leg behind you, left leg out long, and left arm reaching overhead. First, just enjoying this big side stretch. And then lift your left leg off the floor until it's parallel to the floor. Working your gluteus medius here on the outer hip. It's a muscle that can get neglected. And then sweep the arm and leg back a few inches, coming into a back bend. And then reach back, grab the pinky toe side of your foot. Reach the top of your head towards your toes and your toes towards your head. Try to keep that left thigh parallel to the floor. Okay, let's set the left foot back down and reach with your arm again. Press into the sole of your left foot and bring the right leg forward, squeezing your inner thighs towards each other as you lift the right leg off the floor. And then back to all fours for the other side. So turn your left leg behind you, extend your right leg and your right arm into this big side stretch. Now lift the right leg off the floor until it's hovering parallel to the floor. Reaching through the toes and the fingers. Sweep the arm and leg back a few inches, a slight back bend here. Hopefully feel this stretching open the front of the right hip. And then reach back, grab your foot on the pinky toe side, keeping that thigh parallel to the floor, come into your back bend, kicking your foot into your hand, reaching your head to your foot and your foot to your head. Release right foot back to the floor, right arm overhead, and press into the sole of the right foot. Bring the left leg forward, hover your left leg off the floor in front of you. Squeeze your inner thighs together. And let's return to all fours. You can sit back on your heels and we'll just do a counter stretch for the wrists. So bring the back of your hands to the mat. And release, maybe some fists. Squeeze, extend the fingers. And we're going to come into plank pose. So lift knees off the floor. Quads should be contracted, reach back through your heels. Press into your fingers and knuckles. Pull your abdomen in towards your spine. Now we're going to come into our side plank. So turning onto the right side, lift your left arm in the air. Keep your hips lifted. Option here to lift the left leg. Lower the left leg if it's lifted. And we're going to set the left forearm on the mat and lift the right arm up, coming into our forearm side plank. Now bring the right forearm to the mat, coming into our forearm plank. Keep your elbows under your shoulders, press into the palms. Keep the abdomen pulling in. And then walk the feet forward into dolphin pose, just like downward facing dog, but on your forearms. Knees can be bent. Press your chest back towards your thighs. Lift your hips. Keep the top of your head off the floor. Good for strengthening shoulders. Now drop down to your knees and walk the legs back so we can come into sphinx pose. Elbows are still under shoulders. Palms press into the floor, shoulders back and down. Pull your chest through your arms, thinking about, again, melting between the shoulder blades. From here, let's come into our pec stretch. Bring your right arm at a 45-degree angle onto the floor, roll over onto your right side. Moving your arm up for more intensity or down for less intensity, or just feel free to experiment where your arm is because it's going to stretch different parts of your shoulder. So whatever feels the best to you today or the most effective. Come back onto your stomach. Let's do the other side. So left arm out, 90-degree angle, and roll up onto your left side. Take nice, conscious, deep breaths into that stretch area. All right, come back onto your stomach, push back onto your heels. And let's stretch the legs a little bit. Bring your left leg in, right leg out. And then inhale, arms up and forward fold over the right leg. Hopefully also feel this stretching in the lower left back. And now we're gonna come up, bring the left arm behind you, lift your hips and reach overhead. Baby wild thing. Nice big stretch for the front of your body. And come back to seated. Let's switch legs. Right leg in, left leg out. Inhale, arms up. And let's fold over the left leg. And let's come up, bring the right arm behind. Lift your hips and reach back with your left arm. Okay, reverse out. Let's come back onto all fours. So starting with our supported plank, let's turn the right foot out to the right, left leg out long, right, left arm out long, big side stretch. Now lift your left foot off the floor, left leg parallel to the floor, left arm parallel to the floor. Sweep your arm and leg back. And then grab your left foot, back bend. Make sure you're still breathing normally and comfortably. Come back into your side stretch, plant your left sole of your foot. Lift the right leg up in front of you, hover the leg up above the floor. Squeeze your inner thighs. And come back to all fours. Other side. Extend the right leg out to the side, right arm overhead. Reach and stretch. Lift your right leg off the floor. Right arm and leg parallel to the floor, stretching in opposite directions. Right quad engaged. Sweep the arm and leg back. And then reach back, grab your right foot. Back bend. Plant the sole of your right foot, re-extend your right arm. Let's press into the sole of the right foot. Lift your left leg in front of you. Keep your hips lifting. And come back to all fours. Again, let's sit back on the heels. Bring the back of your hands to the floor, a little opposite motion for your wrists here. Stretching the back of your wrists. And bring your weight off your hands. Let's do some fists and finger extensions. And then coming into plank. Press into your fingers and knuckles. Strong legs, strong core. All right, doing the other side. So come onto the left hand, reach your right arm up, side plank. Option to lift the right leg. If your right leg is lifted, lower it back down, and then come onto the right forearm, side plank. On the other side, left arm lifted. And then come into our forearm plank. Walk your feet forward for dolphin. Stomach in, lift your hips. Press your chest back towards your thighs. Knees down, sphinx pose, legs long behind you. Shoulders relaxed. Pull your chest forward through your arms. And one more time, our pec stretch, so lower down, right arm out to the side at a 90-degree angle, press up onto your right side. Maybe it feels a little different this time. Maybe you can intensify in a little different way this time. Release back to your stomach, other side, left arm out. Roll onto your left side. Find your best placement for this set. Breathe. Come back onto your stomach. And push back onto your heels. All right. Let's come into a straddle here. So legs wide, just simple forward fold here, keeping your legs relaxed. Let your head hang. One more deep breath. And then stack your spine. Let's bring the legs in. Bend your knees up hip width apart, slowly round your spine down to the mat, one vertebra at a time. And then we're going to bring the heels in so you can just barely touch your heels with your fingertips when you're reaching towards your heels, setting up for bridge pose. So making sure your feet and knees are hip width apart. Press into your feet, lift your hips, reach your tailbone forward. And slowly lower hips back down. So you're welcome to do bridge again, or you can try full wheel. So place your hands on either side of your ears, fingers pointing towards your feet. And as you lift up, you can stop with your top of your head on the floor and hold it there, or you can push up from there. Slowly lower back to the top of your head, or if you're already there, and back down all the way back to the floor. Let's do one more shoulder stretch here. So roll onto your left side, bring your back of your hand to your spine, roll back onto your spine. For more sensation here, move your hand farther up your spine, and for less, bring it farther down your spine. Stretching the front of your rotator cuff. Now roll off of your right hand. And then bring your back of your left hand to your spine. Bring your weight onto your left hand. Position your hand where that stretch feels good today. Try to keep your awareness on the sensation you're feeling in your left shoulder. Using your exhales to help you relax even more. Relaxing does help to your muscles to let go and to lengthen. Now bring your weight off your left hand. Let the blood come back in there. And then we're going to lift your right leg in the air. Extend through your toes. Pull that right leg in as far as you can comfortably. So you feel a little stretch on the back of the leg. You can point through the left toes and hover your left leg off the floor. Now take a deep breath. As you exhale, round your forehead towards your knee. And release. Let's lift left leg in the air. Try to straighten through the toes. You can hover that right foot off the floor too. Pull that left leg in. So legs are fully engaged. Try to widen the space between Take a deep breath, exhale, engage your abdomen, curl up towards your left leg. Continuously trying to widen the space between the legs. And slowly release back to the mat. And we'll just do a quick twist here to end. So pull the knees in and let your knees fall over to the left. Right arm out to the right. If it's comfortable, you can turn your head to the right. Let's bring the legs back to center. Hug in towards the knees. And then let your knees fall off to the right. Left arm out to the side. Option to turn your head to the left. Now bring your legs back to center. Hug the knees in. And then bring your legs out long, arms by your sides for Savasana. Get comfortable here. And just let your body melt into your mat. If your mind is wandering, come back to your breath. Watch your exhale all the way to its completion. Allow yourself to completely relax as you exhale. Now start to deepen your breath. Move your fingers and toes, hands and feet. Arms and legs. If you'd like, bring your arms over your head for a full body stretch. Then either turn onto your side to push up or roll on your spine back to seated.